Dear brothers, it's about quality, not quantity.
So guys, it should be your conversation, the way you flow, your presence is enough for a woman to want to be around you, not how much money you spend.
Dear sisters, it's about knowing your value.
My sisters out there, don't be afraid to scare a guy off just because you have standards.
Dear brothers, dear sisters, it's time to come together.
What up, my people? Back in the DBDS live studio with your man Mo, and I'm here with my brother Mel Money. Hit him up, Mel Money. Let him know what's going on.
Listen, how are you doing today? We have an exciting show for you guys today. This whole pandemic, it's tipsy-turvy in this world today, but just make sure you're safe out there. And we're going to get through to this, but let's get on to the show.
That's right. Listen, today's show, we're going to be talking about dating, the unspoken rules, man. There's a lot of unspoken rules, a lot of reasons why people are single today who don't want to be single. I know there's some of y'all that want to be single, but it's cool because you got to do that to recover. You know, you got to get yourself healthy so you're ready for dating. But the people who are ready to date, these are some unspoken rules that you need to know, and we're going to touch upon them. Mel Money, let them know what DBDS is all about.
Yeah, so before we dive right in, I'm going to tell you what DBDS is all about. We promote thoughtful relationship topics on social media, our live show, and other outlets to help people to become a better version of themselves. We want people to embrace respect, love, and loyalty and have healthier relationships. And in doing so, you have to change how you are, but never change who you are. And the better version of you creates a healthier relationship. Healthier relationships create healthier families. And healthier families create healthier communities. So let's get this show on the road, Mo. Let's do this.
All right. Dating, the unspoken rules. Listen, today we're going to be covering 5 different topics. Hopefully you can get through them all because there's a lot of good information, right? 5 different topics, right? We're going to be talking about the fake and phony. All right. When you show up on a date, how you showing up? You showing up real or you showing up fake? We're gonna get into that. We're going to be talking about going for the kiss. What's the right time to go for the kiss, Mel Money? What's the right time, man?
You have to listen to the show to find out.
It's all about timing, man. It's like your car engine. If your time is off, the car is gonna shut down. Engine gonna seize up. You ain't going nowhere. All right. Then we're gonna be talking about emotional control. How do you show up, man? You know, are you centered, right? Are you showing up calm? Is your body language saying the same thing? We're gonna get into that. We're also going to be talking about no wine and cheese. No, we are not talking about you at the restaurant, but we talking about those brothers and sisters who show up and all they do is whine on a date and talk about themselves. I know y'all all been through that. Right? And we're also going to be talking about being original and spontaneous.
Absolutely.
All right? Being original and spontaneous. Brothers, get your paper and pencil because you're going to need to understand this because it's your job to do that. All right. So right now, we got some amazing guests. We're going to bring our guests in the studio so y'all can meet them. First guest we're bringing in right now, my girl out of DC. We're bringing Jess into the studio. What's happening, Jess?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to DBDS Live.
Yes.
Hey, DBDS.
Hey, Jess.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic.
We're doing great, man.
Yeah, tell the people a little bit about yourself, Jess, and why you're here today.
Well, I'm from Washington metropolitan area, originally born in Florida. I'm a former model. I'm a current entrepreneur, expert in logistics and supply chain. I'm currently working on and doing my own branding this year while I'm in quarantine. And I also just finished an herbalist class. So I got some herbs that are going to be grown in my patio over here. So I'm getting some natural products out in the world for some natural healing.
No doubt.
Nice.
So check that out, y'all. We got Jess in the building. Jess, you said supply chain, man. Could you help out with this PPE problem we got in the country? I mean, get the mask and the ventilators where they need to go, man.
I know everything's stuck at the ports right now, man. They're not letting anything through. So we're having a tough time right now.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, y'all. We're going to keep it going. About to bring my girl from CT in the building. My girl, Ashley. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi, y'all.
Good. Welcome to DBDS Live. Listen, tell the people a little bit about yourself and why you're here today.
Okay. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Living in CT for about 6 years.
Okay.
I'm a Navy veteran. My line of work is in research. I'm a research analyst. And In my spare time, I'm delving into a little bit of like spiritual and holistic healing also.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I do Reiki. I'm into guided meditation. I read tarot cards and oracle cards. So, yeah.
Man, well, thank
That's
you.
it in a nutshell.
Glad to have you here. And, man, we could have used you, man, because you could have done some research to help Trump realize he needed to prepare for this pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
That's a myth.
I don't
That's
know
a whole
what's going on.
I need to get my Lysol and my Clorox underneath the cabinet.
Don't inject, folks. Do not inject that stuff. It's not good for you, man. Don't do it. It's not good for you, man. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to kick this off? We're going to get this going right now. Money. Kick us off, brother.
Yeah, so we have a section called the DBDS Anonymous section where people post their issues and they look for some sort of productive feedback to help elevate the relationship or to help the issue get better. So it reads, hello, DBDS family. Just recently, me and my boyfriend of 2 years, on and off, just had an argument. We promised the last time we talked things out, but he doesn't even try to bother. He told me yesterday he would go with me somewhere, and today he was like, no. He had a huge emotional outburst due to me not sweeping the floor after I cook him a nice meal. So we had a physical confrontation, but afterwards we made up. This is our normal pattern. One moment we are doing well, and the next moment we are verbally and physically abusing each other. Besides his emotional outburst, what really turned me off was him canceling plans to go with me somewhere, in which he always does. He never keeps his word. I told him, you remind me of my ex who always canceled plans, and we got into another huge argument. Then after our fight, I decided to talk to him, but he ignored me. So I decided to pick up his laptop and unplugged it, and we had another huge fight. He then threw me against my headboard on the bed, and then he stepped back into his 55-inch TV, knocking it over, and blamed me for breaking his TV. He took all of his things and said he is going to his sister's house, blaming me for breaking his TV. I apologized for breaking his TV and even offered to pay for it, but at the moment he is not talking to me. I even called his sister's house to speak to him, but she said he never came over to her house. What can I do to make things right? I don't want to lose him.
Jerry Springer is in the building, man. Listen, we gotta try to get this sister some help, man. I don't know if we can, but I'm gonna reach out here to my panel, man, see what we can do. Yeah. Jess, what's your thoughts on this situation? How can we help?
2 words: get out.
That's a movie too.
Get out. It's already too far gone. Once you put your hands on somebody, it's done. And I think that we always try to fix this thing. Oh, we can heal it. No, there's already damage there. Even when you say disrespectful words to someone, once you've already disrespected them away, sometimes you can't, those things the damage will always be there. So you're just putting a Band-Aid on a wound. So I definitely think that obviously she said this is their nature. This has been going on. So obviously she's sort of used to it. And it seems like this is a whole different topic where she needs to go on her own self-evaluation and fix herself, because obviously she's used to people with an abusive nature. It sounds like this brother needs to, they need to separate from each other and go on whatever journey that they need to do to fix themselves, because this is bigger than us. I mean, it's gonna get to a point where hopefully they don't kill each other or someone actually really gets hurt. So I definitely think she should remove herself from the situation, because there's nothing you can do, sis. He's gonna keep putting his hands on you. You're gonna keep getting in fights, because there's not enough communication in the world. A guy thinks that they can punch you in the face. So.
Ashley, thoughts on this situation?
I'm with Jess. There's nothing else to be said about it. Like you said, physical abuse is abuse, and once you start to get used to it and you're tolerating it, you're sending a message out to the other person that, that you're okay with it. So to complain about it and not actually find an exit plan or a different kind of strategy that doesn't involve being in physical proximity of that person, you're going to be just fighting with the brick wall or whatever. It's not going to work.
So two leaves. You got to go. You got to get out. Mel Money, what's your thoughts on this one, man?
Well, I agree with Jess and Ashley on this. I mean, well, first off, love is not enough to be with someone who constantly mistreats you. And I feel like a lot of women downfall is that they only listen to their heart and not with their head due to their natural nurturing aspect. But you still have to possess some sort of emotional intelligence, and you have to take accountability as well to engage in this behavior, because truthfully, this is not normal. The emotional up and down, twist and turn, negative roller coaster is not a fun experience. And this is not a healthy relationship. And what I would say to this anonymous poster is that there are about 3.5 billion men on this planet. In America alone is about 18 million single brothers. So why would you waste your precious time on the one man who is unwilling to love and respect you the way you want? And I believe that sisters with this mindset get with a brother who is a loser, or one who does not possess any self-control when they think their love is good enough to fix all their problems. I said this before and I'll say it again. If it's you against him versus you and him together working against the world, then you're in the wrong relationship. And the reality is the sister needs to stop using that emotional crutch to stand by a man that's not worthy of her time, because if she continues to be with a man who has no emotional control, just like Jess said, I mean, something worse is going to happen. But first of all, she has to love herself, because nothing cannot transition to the next phase until she either decides to get out of this dysfunctional reality, or the emotional threshold is going to be so deep that she'll be forced to change her way of thinking. And that way she'll realize that she has to fix herself and not just the relationship.
Just one last thing, when you radiate love, when you radiate self-confidence, when you radiate self-worth, demons don't come your way. They don't. It's just too much for them. They walk the opposite direction. But when you radiate self-hate and anger and that baggage, and not breaking that generational curse or whatever you've been through, because sis, you've dealt with this before, you're going to keep bringing them demons every single time. So it's up to you to make the change and break the curse and get out of it and get help.
All right. So what we heard was, in summary, you got to do some introspection. You got to look inside yourself. Try to understand what's going on within you. I'll reiterate what Jess was talking about. The thing is this here: the energy you put out is basically the same thing you're gonna attract. You actually mirror what you want to attract. So look within yourself. Find the answer there, and then you can figure out where you need to be and what you need to do. All right, y'all, we're going to keep this rolling. Right now, we're going to jump right into our first topic. We are talking about dating, the unspoken rules. And the first thing we're going to jump into is the fake and phony. All right, so check this out with the fake and phony. Here's the deal. How you show up on the first date? You know what I mean? How you show up on the first? You show up as yourself or somebody you aspire to be? You know what I mean? Are you taking it overboard, with the performance, or is this your legitimate self? Are you got that mindset that, take me as I am, or you just like, listen, I got to put on this super performance, so, possibly this person will like me. You know what I mean? Are you, you going to for the men, are you going to like a 3-star, 4-star restaurant? You trying to impress this lady? For the ladies, are you showing up with a knockoff LV purse and red bottoms? You know what I mean? Or you being yourself? How you showing up? Let's go to our panel and see how we should navigate these waters. Mel Money, I'm coming to you, brother. The fake and phony, talk to me.
Listen, I remember counseling this one brother that ended up renting a car from Budget for 2 days and parked in the front of the nightclub to attract the woman. Just be yourself. Because when you love and value yourself, you tend to demonstrate confidence, decisiveness, and also you're comfortable within your own skin. And when you have that mindset, it shows that you're 100% whole, meaning that you are looking for someone to share your completeness with, and you're not looking for someone to complete you. I mean, if you're a nerd, that's cool. I mean, if you're an introvert, that's cool. If you're the life of the party, that's cool. But always be open-minded and involve yourself every day to become a better version of yourself. Because if you think about it, and just to use this as an example, introverts tend to go deeper with fewer individuals and conversations, while extroverts go wide, establishing, I'll say, surface level rapport with the masses. And I truly believe both approaches and personalities can lead to great results socially. So being yourself is a unique gift within itself. But the thing is, you just have to be confident and have the courage to make things happen. Now, I mean, Mo, you mentioned the money aspect, and I know a lot of brothers who put their best foot forward, and sometimes they go outside their budget, just like the guy with the rental, to try to impress the women with their dating habits. And when they do that, it backfires, because over the course of time, it will truly show who you really are. But when you understand the dynamics of relationships and you're comfortable within your own skin, you understand that it's the emotional aspect combined with a simplicity and a creative mind, which will create memories that are priceless compared to a brother who think that the money aspect will get a classy woman more attracted to him. And the last thing I just want to say is easy. It's so easy to spend money on someone you like, but it takes more of an effort to get to know someone mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. Yes. We're gonna come to you, Ashley. What's your thoughts on this? The fake and phony. How you showing up on that date?
Yes, I think you should definitely come real. Don't come fake. Don't come phony. I think for me, being single, being someone that's on a dating scene, I like for people to know exactly why they're doing what they're doing, setting intentions, so when you're going out or doing anything, you got to show up as yourself, and you need to have a real reason why you're doing it. So you will be fake and phony if you don't have a basis to why you're dating this person, why you actually want to go out with somebody that wouldn't like the real you. It gets really deep and psychological with why people portray a certain image of themselves. So, be real. Don't fake. Don't lie. Don't front. Like, that's played out. It's not cool to do that anymore, because eventually you will be exposed. It only just takes time, but you will be exposed. So.
Absolutely. So right now in this era of COVID-19, everybody's wearing a mask. So I don't know. Do we need to show up with that mask on? Talk to me, Jess. The fake and phony.
Man, this Rona got everybody acting crazy, first of all. But backing up what Ashley said and Mel, I think it's a mix of a lot of different things. That psychological, like that ability not to love yourself. People are coming in showing their fake traits and trying to put on like their best attributes on their resume and all these things like that. When in reality, how long can you keep that going? Eventually at some point you're going to have to show your habits, or your traits about yourself are going to eventually start to come out. So then once that person starts seeing the real you and they didn't see it before, then you're just going to either have to backtrack, or you're going to end up the relationship is probably going to be over, because they said, well, that's not the person that I fell in love with or wanted to actually start to be exclusive with. They're going to not want to be with you because you put on this fake persona. Just like some girls, and I'm not knocking anybody who wears wigs, because I wear wigs sometimes, but sis, eventually he will have to see you with that wig off. Okay. So, if he's not comfortable seeing you without your wig off, and he be like, whoa, sis, or just like you see those memes on the TV where girls take off their makeup and like, oh, I didn't know you got to really show you, because if you don't, he's gonna be like, well, that's not really what I signed up for, or vice versa. That may not be what she signed up for. You got all these, you got the new Gucci's out, but you can't pay your rent. The lights is off. Somebody came over to your house for lunch. Why's the lights off? Mm-hmm. Oh, I just copped the new Gucci's. Like, you gotta live your truth. And it makes you even feel better that someone actually accepts you for you anyway. Isn't it like a breath of fresh air? Like, oh my gosh, this person actually loves me for me. I wake up in the morning, I got my scarf on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look good, baby. It's okay.
Right.
That's what we're fighting for, right? Aren't we fighting for that true self-love and someone to love us for that? Not for something that we think is good enough, or trying to keep up to this standard, that's not reality. When it's not fake TV or love and hip hop, as I always put it.
No doubt. Hey, listen, we gotta go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, I just want to interject right quick. So I just want to be clear. I mean, as far as the whole money aspect and out of the budget, truthfully, just based on my experience and people that I spoke to, men and women, truthfully, classy women don't want brothers for their money. However, the reality is they want financial stability, which is different. And it's very important to a woman because no classy woman wants to be with a man who is a financial burden. And this is where a man should have a purpose in life or chasing his dreams, which should always be his top priority. So I just want to throw that in there,
No doubt. Listen, Bianca says we need the truth from the jump. The truth. All right, now I kind of agree with that, but I don't want to know everything right out the gate, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to know everything. Just tell me, just don't be fake. That's
Just
my
don't be
thing.
fake.
Just
Yeah.
don't be fake, man. I don't want to know everything. You don't bust your life
Your
history.
social security
on the first
card
few
and all
days.
this.
I don't want to know about it, man. Keep that, man. We'll get to that. It's gonna take some time. But all right, y'all. We're gonna keep the show moving right now. We're gonna just take a quick break. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Sit tight. This is DBDS live in the building.
If you would like to learn how to establish and maintain long-term meaningful relationships, join DBDS University today. You will learn about interpersonal relationships, first date tips, the relationship zones, emotional intelligence, and more.
Say thank you to my big brothers Mel and Mo for creating the DBDS University with the live, the book, the website. It's helped me so much grow as an individual.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSsingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSsingles.com, where quality men meet classy women.
Man or a classy woman.
What up, my people? Back in the building. That was a little delay, but it's all good, man. We keep it going in DBDS Live. We know how to bob and weave, so it's all good, right? Hey, check this out. Before we go to Facebook, I got a comment that I want us to address. All right. This is from Facebook. All right. Annette Perez said, when you're dealing with phony people, sometimes, that starts the relationship. Many people can be a fraud for a very long time, and the next thing you know, you're invested. That situation is real, man. That happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just want to go around the horn real quick, get y'all input on that one. I'm going to come to you, Jess. What you think about this? How you handle this?
Many people can keep a fraud for a long time. How long is a long time?
Until you grow those what I call invisible tentacles, and now you got a relationship. You in a relationship. It happens, man. I've seen it 1,000 times. So if this situation happens, what happens? How do you handle it?
People. I think it's possible for people to put on a front for it. That's why I said for a certain amount of time, but eventually those certain traits, whatever qualities they have that are maybe bad or even better than what they were faking on, they're eventually going to show. Right. So. At some point, obviously, you're going to have to make a decision and decide whether or not you want to deal with that or not, obviously. It's sad that obviously you wasted your time, but during the dating process, man, there's ways to show where people show their cards.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I agree with that, but then I disagree. Sometimes we're given intuition and common sense to know whether or not someone is playing games with us or not, or there's these red flags that show through. And we just don't want to listen to them because we're excited about being on a date with a specific person, or we're excited because they make us feel some type of way. I know for a fact, a lot of the guys that I dated that were trash, okay, even though, they look good and they got the house, they got the Benzes and all, whatever, the nice stuff. Eventually, they showed this persona, but I could see through all that. But I wanted that relationship, right? So I was willing to kind of put up or kind of cover up those certain things that would kind of leak through. So I feel like, people can play you for a certain amount of time, but it's keep
your eyes open.
We give ourselves credit for as humans.
Absolutely. So you got to keep your eyes open. Mel Money, quick thought on this.
No, I agree with everything that Jess said. I think I talk a lot about the emotions and the logic when it comes to those things. I think the flags are always there because when you see a person adjust their behavior entirely different than when they treat you, you could just tell. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like when you have the emotions involved, it's sort of like that rain hitting the windshield, but the logic is the windshield wiper trying to wipe it off. And a lot of people don't turn on their windshield wipers. They just still go into this process of just getting emotionally involved without being analytical to think whether this person is affecting me mentally, emotionally, or spiritually in a negative light. But they still use that love to overcompensate all of those other aspects. So just based off experience, you can truly, truly see a zebra stripes if you're willing to put those windshield wipers on.
But is the zebra black with white stripes or white with black stripes? Ashley, any thoughts on this one?
I feel the same way as Jess and Mel. Discretion is always, you should always use discretion. You should always use your best judgment. You should always be paying attention. I don't think you should go into any situation completely blind, not looking, not listening to yourself. I know we spoke about this before, is just dating is about having fun. You're not going to be able to tell if a person is completely 100% real on a first date. So you have to give them time to show you themselves. And the more situations that you're in with that person, you'll be able to gauge, who that person is. And then if you accept who they are, and then it just turns out to be something, big, and they turn out to be a fraud, or they turn out to be just not a good compatible person with you, and you decide to continue to make it work, you have to just take that as it is what it is. You can't get mad. You can't call them fake or phony because you were a part of it,
Or how about you didn't go through the steps? You didn't go through the steps. You didn't give it enough time. Right. Someone will have to show their cards. You jumped into the physical. You jumped. You gave yourself away. So then now you're trying to put yourself in a weird situation now, because now you're sort of connected with that person. So if you had given yourself time, and like I said, a man, if he really wants you and he's really he gonna wait and he gonna do all the things necessary to show you who he really is. But if you jump the boat and you don't really do what you're supposed to do on the steps, because I graduated from this thing here, ask Mel and Mo, I took the time out and it worked out in my favor because I waited. When you jump and you just do stuff irrational, because irrational thinking, you thinking in your heart and all that stuff, and you're being emotional, obviously you're not going to see nothing because you're so pressed to be with somebody.
Right. That's not a good place to be in either.
Ladies, keep your eyes open unless he going for that first kiss, because that's what we get ready to talk about right now, man. We got to get that first kiss, man. Listen, all us brothers out there, that's what we've been waiting for, man. You know what I'm saying? I like sitting there talking to you. I'm trying to get them lips, though, man. Look, so listen, it's 2020. Things are a little bit different. So we need to kind of explore, what's the right timing? What's the right cadence? When's the right moment to go for that first kiss? You know what I mean? In fact, because things are so different in this 2020, does he go for the kiss? Does she go for the kiss? Who going for the kiss? You know what I mean? What's the rules? There got to be some rules to this. I need to go to my panel, man. Let's explore this. Coming to you, Jess. What's your thoughts on this? When is the right time, and who goes for the first kiss?
Well, first of all, people not jumping for kisses. They jumping for more than that. So at this age, but if we
man, she better tell the truth for real.
They skip over. We're gonna keep it old school, because I did old school. Me and the guy I'm with now, we didn't even kiss for like months. And that's probably bizarre to some people. We actually went on several dates. We probably hugged and cheek, whatever, see you, have a nice day. But we didn't even get into that, because sometimes when you start that, it's hard to stop. I mean, that's just me. Once I get into kissing, and depending on where you are, if you're in the car, somewhere where it's accessible, you know what I'm saying?
That ain't just you.
Okay,
it's not just you.
I'm just trying not to blanket everyone here, but it can take you to a different zone. So I just feel like, I don't know, I guess it just depends on your timing, but you got to have self-control not to allow it to go into a different place. So I feel like, kissing is nice, and you got to make sure who you kissing, because people nasty too. Where they mouth in.
Wow.
But I waited about maybe 2 months before we kissed. Yeah, 2 months. If you
No
can
doubt.
wait,
No doubt. Ashley, what's your thoughts on this? Going for that first kiss. Getting that first kiss.
So, okay. Because I've been in this predicament a few times and I've seen it go so many different ways. Me being a little bit of a stronger individual, I personally like to invite a person in to kiss me. Like I may be the person that initiates a kiss. I'm probably going to be the person that lets you know it's okay.
Hold on.
I usually don't.
Put the brakes on. Put the brakes on. Tell us how you do that. How you do that?
how you do that?
What's the process? How you do that? Because listen, I can tell you right now, a lot of women don't know how to initiate without being real, forward with it. So, what's your process?
It may seem a little forward, but I would because the art, male, we talked about the art of seduction. Women have it too. So
Absolutely.
if you know that you're feeling, if you're on a date where that chemistry is there, you should already you're already there because the mood and everything is kind of leading you into being close. Yeah. So you're kind of already there. So if you don't want to kiss or to touch or to get close and start flirting, I would suggest that you pull yourself out of that. And I've had to be in the position where I'm like, oh, it's starting to get a little too sexy. It's starting to get a little too late. I've had a little bit too much to drink. I know I'm probably not even feeling this dude like that. He's probably going to try to kiss me or touch me. And I don't want this to happen. So I'm going to create distance. I'm going to step back. I'm going to be a little more, guarded, like, try to push him off. But if you really are feeling this person and to me, I think women should initiate the kiss. I think men, they have so many opportunities to show their masculinity and their dominance and everything because they're the one that's kind of leading the date. I think something like the kiss, it's just nice to see a woman kind of get into it instead of a dude coming in and, letting that be his call. I personally, and I'm sorry, it may be different from Jess or any other woman who's listening, but I like to have a little bit of say in how the experience is going to go when I'm out and I'm feeling somebody. I don't want them to dictate all of it. So the kiss is kind of special for me. We're going to do it together. You're not going to come in. It's going to be we're going to figure it out, but we're going to have to do this together. There's going to be a lot of body language. You're going to listen. I'm going to listen to you. It's not going to just be, oh yeah, I think I want to come in for a kiss now.
No doubt. Hey, listen, before I go to Mel, contrary to popular belief, the woman does lead the kiss. Okay, you got to give off. There's signals. There's signals that occur that men, if they don't pick them up, that's on them. Okay, but there's signals that you giving off that says, yeah, go get those lips, brother.
That's right.
Mel Money, what's your thoughts on this one, man? Going for the kiss.
And those lips taste like banana pudding.
No doubt.
But first off, I just want to mention that that's another topic.
Banana pudding.
That's my favorite dessert. That's my favorite dessert, my people. So, first off, I just want to mention that attraction is not a choice because not every person who you find attractive is not going to feel the same way about you. True. But to give you a further insight to illustrate my point, it depends on, as Ashley stated and Jess stated, the emotional thrill and the chemistry you both have for each other. Now, I feel the DBDS philosophy we created for the individual is to use to navigate towards a healthy relationship. It consists of the friend zone, the intimacy zone, and the physical zone. And to get the best possible outcome, you must be able, as Ashley stated, be able to read those nonverbal language because it will give you a sense as to whether this person is really into you or whether you're wasting your valuable time with someone who may not be interested in taking it to the next level. For example, if a sister's enthusiastic during the entire date, laughing at your damn wannabe Kevin Hart corny jokes, flirting with you, touching your arm, holding your hand, licking her lips while she's looking at you, then these are the definite signs that you should go for the kiss, because if you wait too long and ignore these green flags, then you will remain in the friend zone for a very, very long time. And that particular woman may not see you as a worthy lover. She may see you as a buddy, as a male servant, if it continues to be that way, that you continue to miss those signs. And by all means, a brother should never be aggressive or continue to spend his attention currency towards someone who is simply not showing any interest. And this is where I always state that those 2 steps are critical, which is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Because if she does not reciprocate in her flirtatious way of communicating with you, then that simply means that she is not feeling you. So this all applies to the tennis theory that me and Mo talk about in our book. Simply applies that when you serve that flirtatious ball across the net, and if she refused to hit it back and engage with you in a romantic game, then you simply need to just put down your tennis racket, leave the court in a respectful manner, and find someone that is just as excited and enthusiastic to get to know you, because natural chemistry is never forced when both individuals are clicking on every single level.
No doubt. Wow. Yeah. Hey, check it out, man. We got some responses on Facebook. Let's look at those.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and talk to these right here. Here's one right here. It says,
okay.
Look, there's a red flag. Red flag number 1. I think it speaks volumes when you go on the first date and that person initiates having sex. What y'all think?
Corny.
I was going to say that's that.
Cornball.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Don't do that. Don't do that, brothers.
Don't do that, brothers.
It's not a good call, man. It's not a good call. It's not a good call.
Well, women don't do that either.
All right, from Key. Make sure you're on the same page with expectations and end game, as well as making sure everyone knows the role they are playing.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that too.
Thank you for your response, Key. All right, y'all. We're going to keep this rolling. We're going to roll right into our next subject. And the next subject we're talking about is emotional control. All right, let me size this up here. Listen, a lot of people think emotional control is just emotions going off the handle, right? But there's a whole dynamic with emotions, right? And here's the thing: it starts with it includes attitude, demeanor, it includes nonverbal body language. All of those are included in this emotional control, because you know the person you're with, the person that's on the other side of the table, they're watching, they're looking at you, they're seeing how you handling things, how things are going. You know, are you engaged, right? Your engagement in this situation. You know, if men are too aggressive in how they speak and, you know, the things that they say, that right there might have a, you know, that might turn a woman off. You know, she might, you know, she might be like, I don't really like this guy. You know what I mean? So let's talk a little bit about this emotional control. I'm coming to you, Mel Money. What's your thoughts on this one? Emotional control, brother.
Man, you know, I truly believe if you can check your emotions for your boss or for your business to generate some income, then that concept should apply to your relationships and in the person that you're dating. Because honestly, you want to pay close attention, as you mentioned, Mo, to, and I'll say this from the male perspective, to his emotional temperature and communication styles. In other words, does he get upset that you don't spend enough time with him? Does he communicate in an aggressive manner when it comes to a disagreement or go into attack mode? Does he display passive aggressive behavior when you keep the bag of chocolate chip cookies locked? Because as I mentioned earlier, nonverbal language is very important, because being emotionally intelligent means not following your feelings or instincts and taking the time to get some altitude by having an honest look at what's happening and then deciding what action you're going to take. I also believe that part of the emotional temper aspect is how does he treat other people around you? Does he use assertive communication? Because truthfully, classy women find it very attractive when a brother has good emotional control. And, you know, controlling your emotions does not mean you're emotionalist. It just simply means that you don't allow your emotions to become an excuse for hurtful behavior. For example, being angry doesn't make it okay to be condescending to a person you're dating, or being disappointed doesn't make it okay to name call or put the person down you're attracted to due to a disagreement. Because I feel as adults, we should be able to process our feelings without anyone becoming a victim along the way. And this is why self-control and maturity are critical if you are expecting a healthy relationship.
No doubt. And listen, you know, the way that you come across, you know, facial expressions, how you turn your body, you know, if you engage, that right there means a lot. So women are masters at that. I'm gonna tell y'all, women are masters at that, man. They don't have to say nothing. They could just give you a look, you know, position their body a certain way. It says volumes. All right. I'm coming to you, Ashley. What's your thoughts on this one? Emotional control.
I think everybody should have control of their emotions, just across the board. But especially when you're dating or you're interested in somebody, It's funny to me because a lot of people are not in an emotionally stable mindset. Usually, when they want to meet someone, they may be hurting from a lot of different outside things, and they want to still get be in touch and have physical contact with people. And they'll go, and not knowing, something may trigger them in a situation, and they'll respond emotionally. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think you have to practice. You really need to practice controlling yourself, controlling your emotions, and having respect for the other person and having respect for yourself, because it's very easy to just get triggered or react a certain way, and it can come off. It can offend the other person. I've been offended, by someone else who may be in their emotional body. And I'm like, this is throwing me off. It's making me nervous. And I'll just run away from the person because they're giving off something. Like I said, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you any less of a person, because emotions are real, but you got to check them, and they need to be stable before you start to deal with another human being. That's just how I feel.
No doubt. Kendrick Lamar said, "Please don't kill my vibe." Right?
Yes.
So we go to you, Jess. Don't kill my vibe, Jess. Help me out with this emotional control.
Oh, I mean, I agree with both Mel and Ashley. I mean, you gotta have that control. You gotta be emotionally stable in order to go on a date. I mean, unless that's actually, it really makes things weird if someone starts getting upset.
I know.
I mean, I've never really been in a awkward situation like that before. I mean, I've had friends where they've been on dates and people broke down, started crying, or they said something that may have offended them, and then someone went off. As far as I've done, I've walked out on a date for somebody doing something, saying something weird. But as far as that goes, I think you got to find a balance, because you want to be empathetic, but you don't want to be too emotional, right? So you got to know when to kind of give some emotion and kind of take it back a little bit, and sort of find that balance in between. And some people naturally show their emotions on their face more than others. Some people, they kind of are able to kind of conceal it more, and some people don't. But just be aware that obviously when you're on a date, when you're meeting someone, you don't know that person's background. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know anything about them. So you just got to be sort of cautious about the things that you say, because you don't, like you said, you don't want to offend them. You don't want to make somebody upset either. But you have to sort of have that balance too, because you don't want to lie about something that you are opinionated about. Because if you are opinionated about something that you believe in, you don't want to compromise your values because someone else may not believe in that. But there's a way to say that. Once again, learning how to communicate. You got to know how to communicate with people efficiently, so it doesn't come across as you being an a-hole, So,
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
I just think that's what that is.
Absolutely. Hey, before we go to break, I want to touch on, we got a couple comments, one from Julie and one from Key. Let's see what Julie says. Julie says, there are people who give you the saddest stories ever in order to emotionally control you.
Oh, man.
All right. And I'm going to give you the other one. Then y'all can do y'all quick comments, and we're going to take a quick break. The next one is from Key. It says the overt signs are easy to read, but also pay attention to passive reactions that aren't, but are considered abusive. For example, stonewalling, emotional withdrawal, silent treatment, gaslighting, projecting, a shift in energy, tit for tat, etc. This shows a lack of control, but most folks don't pick up on it, so it's not obvious and in your face like someone yelling. This is the worst kind of emotional immaturity. Let's get some quick responses on this before we take a break. I'm coming to you, Jess. What's your thoughts on either one of these?
Yes.
I think both of them really hit it on the head. I mean, obviously some people's experiences are different than others, but there's a lot of gold in both of these comments, because it's sort of, everyone's new to dating. Some people obviously date more than others. Some people don't date as much, but just sort of kind of understanding people's personalities and people's patterns is just going to make you a better person at reading people. And that's why the show and kind of reading more literature and more information is going to make you a better, I'm going to say dater, because that sounds like It's a profession. Like
no. It's
like,
relationship ready. Relationship ready.
Ready. So you can be able to like read people, and that's a people lack that ability. So you kind of get in these weird situations where you didn't really, I didn't see that coming, but like it was that person showed you they were gaslighting you, they were rude. They did kind of knock what you said, or how about they talked the whole time, they didn't even let you get a word in. How about that? And we were just talking about before we logged in about how people are addicted to playing the victim. People are addicted to like playing like, oh my gosh, I've been through this I was married for all this time, or I've been through this type of situation. You know, I'm not here to sit down and hear that. I came here to date a person that is over that and is ready to step into something new. I hope so, because I'm not a professional site. That's what Mel and Mo are for. You call them. I'm not. You know, I'm here on a date. I want to get to know you. Hopefully, the happy you, the new you, the better you, not the.
Man.
I'm still hurt you. So
there it is, right there. Ashley, thoughts on this? I need one of those comments.
I think Jess hit it on the head. Honestly, there are always signs. You just have to be looking, and not looking in a way where you're trying to scrutinize and be critical, but just being very, very aware of what the other person. I mean, really, when you're dating, you're trying to get to know the person. The whole reason why you're around them is to get to know them.
Right.
So if you're like in La La Land, or you're trying to paint them to be something that you want them to be, that's not fair. You should really be aware of what they're giving you, the signals, the cues, all of that. You should really be paying attention. And some people, I don't know. I'm starting to think a lot of people don't. They may be a little more self-absorbed, or they want to think like this whole situation may be about them. But it's two people involved, and each person are coming together with their own set of things, not issues per se, but everybody has something going on. We're grown. So we're going to come to the table with something. You need to be paying attention. You need to keep your eyes open and just know for a fact, like, can I deal with this? Am I ready for this situation? What this person gave me these first 2-3 days, 6 months, whatever. Is this what I really want to sign on for? Because it's energy being exchanged. So you're going to be taking that in. So it's up to you whether you want to deal with it or not.
Now, Money, quick comment on either one of those comments.
Yeah, I agree with Jess and Ashley on everything. I mean, you have to pay attention to everything. This is where the love and logic applies to every single thing that you do. You can't just rely on, La La Love Land and expect that to overcompensate everything, like I said earlier. So, yes, I agree with both points of views, as well as Key, as she nicely illustrated in her comment.
DBDS Live. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Sit tight, folks.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSsingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSsingles.com, where quality men meet classy women.
If you would like to learn how to establish and maintain long-term meaningful relationships, join DBDS University today. You will learn about interpersonal relationships, first date tips, the relationship zones, emotional intelligence, and more.
Say thank you to my big brothers, Mel and Mo, for creating the DBDS University with the live, the book, the website. It's helped me so much grow as an individual.
What up, y'all? Back in the DBDS Live studio. It's your man Mo. I'm here with my girl Ashley and my girl Jess and my man Mel Money, and we are talking about dating, the unspoken rules. Mel Money, any shout outs on Facebook, brother?
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Shannon Jackson, Shani, my girl Nita, Sherelle, Avery, my man Harvey, Jessica, Lynn, Catherine, T. Oh, my man Jason Jones up there, Paula, Grizel, Alexis, Sandy, my girl Toya, my man Mr. Dennis, My man DJ Juan is in the building. DJ Juan. And we got people from Nigeria and India watching the
show. In the building, boy. We're international, man. DBDS live international. Yeah. You know what? It's relationship problems all over the world. So I'm not surprised.
Wow.
All right, y'all. All right, we're gonna keep the show going. We got time for one more topic. We got no wine and cheese.
No wine and
cheese. We got be original and spontaneous. I'm gonna let my panel, my lovely panel, decide which one you want to talk about. Y'all got a preference? Which one you want to talk about?
I'm gonna let Ashley decide.
I wonder what Jess would like.
It's all you, Ashley. We put it on you. You got the pressure, girl. Go ahead. You said you do your thing.
I like the spontaneous.
Good one.
Being
good
open
call.
and spontaneous.
All right. Good call. Listen, people. You got to be original and spontaneous when it comes to dating. I'm primarily talking to the men. I'm going to let the women handle the women themselves. So here's the deal. I posted something today that was it was Common and Tiffany Haddish. All right. And they had a virtual date on Bumble. Virtual. You know what I'm saying? My man actually, he set up a virtual date and he actually had flowers delivered to her house. Original?
Wow. Okay.
What? You know what I'm saying? Listen, he was asking her what she liked to do. He asked her what her dreams are. You know, they had a conversation that was amazing. Looked like we lost one of my girls, but she coming back, man. It's not over. Don't worry about it. She'll be right back. But check this out. He set up a virtual date. You know, even COVID-19 couldn't keep him from trying to get the woman he wanted. And we've been, DBDS brothers tell you that all the time, man. If he wants you, he gonna find a way to get you. Trust me on that one. All right. So we are going to be talking about being original and spontaneous when you are dating. I'm gonna come to you, Jess. What's your thoughts on this?
I think that's really important. And I think that a lot of guys, well, not a lot, but I think that some people have issues with kind of figuring out what they want to do. And I think that goes into just kind of knowing yourself. You got to kind of know what you like to do. And then also, obviously, communicating with that person, knowing how to communicate and asking them about themselves to kind of intertwine those things together or find things that maybe you might like and then she might like. So one date may be something that's more focused on her. Then the next day may be something that's focused on you so that you can have two different sort of spectrums to kind of look at. So you guys can sort of mesh each other's worlds in together because that's what's going to happen anyway. During this partnership, you have two people that may like two different things, but you have to compromise at some point and come together. And even though maybe that person may not fully like what the other person likes to do, they love them enough to kind of adventure into that realm. Obviously, if it's not something that's weird and that's going to hurt yourself or something awkward, you know what I'm talking about. But I think those things are important because when I started dating, my boyfriend, he used Eventbrite. He looked up things online. We went to a wine festival. We went to a tech house in DC. So he's a techie guy and I like technology too. So we went to we go to all these different museums and events, and all these things are not expensive, guys. You gotta, if you do your research, you can look online, you can find festivals and events in your local area. God willing, after this thing is over, so we can go somewhere. You can find things to do in your area. I mean, Mel goes horseback riding on the beach and drink coconuts.
Hey, don't wait. First of all, hold on. You're gonna traumatize. Don't use Mel. Let me tell you why. Because Mel posted a picture that screwed it up for all the dudes on Facebook, man. Don't do it, man. Mel posted a picture of him and April with a damn white horse and carriage, and he ruined it for all the dudes. All the dudes are like, why can't you do that?
You got a standard. So just stuff like that. I feel like you got to be willing yourself to kind of jump out there. Now, I feel like if you're dating someone that doesn't really like to do any of those things, then you kind of know whether or not that's somebody you want to move forward with. Because some people just don't like doing anything. Some people just like sitting at home and watching TV. So that person needs to be with somebody like that. Some people don't like going out. Some people don't like to adventure around and try new things. So then that's able for you to kind of know, okay, is this person really going to mesh with me? And I think that's why a lot of people cheat too, because they end up getting into these situations and they go out and they having a good time, or they're traveling alone or with their boys or with their girls because their spouse or whoever don't want to go nowhere. So that's a good time for you to figure out the things that you guys have in common. So look online, do your research, ask the right questions to kind of get to know your girl, get to know some of the things that you're like, and step out of the box. Don't be boring, guys. Don't be boring. Like try to spice it up a bit. Have some fun. Like that's what it's about.
No doubt. Ashley, we are talking about being original and spontaneous when you are dating. What's your thoughts on that?
So I'm right on the side of Jess. I believe that, like I said, it's two people that's coming together. So each person should have a say, in how they're going to have this experience with each other. And I always believe that if you're going to meet somebody and actually take the next step and go out with them in the public or do anything personal with them, you should be trying to get to know them. So the whole thing with Jess saying, you choose the date this time, and then I choose the date that time. And the date should not continuously be on one person. Like the dude shouldn't always, I've been in a situation where the guy was always making the dates. He was always making the dates. And then you just go along and just be cute and that's not fair. It's not fair because what if I have something that I want to do, but then he doesn't want to do it, or he goes and he's bored with it. So, but even though it may end up looking like that, you're still learning about the person, and then you're able to make the decision whether you want to continue dating this person. Because if we have nothing in common, I don't like being around you, you don't like being around me, when we go together, we're not able to learn about anything because you're so bored or whatever, then that means it's easy. We don't need to continue this situation, So yeah, you're supposed to be trying to get to know one another, their likes and their dislikes. And the only way you can do that is actually be around them in their, their zone, their comfort zone. If it's horseback riding, at least try. If you don't want to, that's probably not the person. That's a red flag. It's not the person for you. They want to do something completely different, and you're not flexible enough to come out of your own mindset to get with them. So I just think it's important, not just for the guy, the woman should be original and spontaneous also. Try something new. Don't be afraid to test the waters, because that's what the whole phase is about anyway. Once you get in a relationship, you settle into each other. But at first, you're supposed to be having fun.
No doubt. Listen, you got that flexibility that's key, man, because I could tell you, my wife like to go to 3-star restaurants, 3, 4, 5-star restaurants, and I'm ghetto gangster. I'm trying to go down to the I'm trying to go out on the street and get a hot dog, you know what I'm saying? And just chill with a hot dog and a bucket of Kool-Aid or something, you know what I mean? So, you got to try it once, man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, listen, I'm gonna share this story with y'all. I ain't never told nobody this, right? So check this out, right? I go to Subway and I get the meatball grinder, right? So I get the meatball sub. And I usually put barbecue sauce on it, right? So my wife see me doing that one day. She's like, "Oh, that's nasty." I said, "Yeah." You should, take a bite, try it, right? She took a bite. She didn't say nothing. Right? So I came home one day. I saw her in the kitchen. She had a Subway meatball sub. Guess what she was putting on it? Yeah, I caught you.
I just learned me something new.
Mel Money.
That's what it's all about.
No doubt. Mel Money, being original and spontaneous, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I think it's important, from the male's perspective, that you have to think out the box. I mean, with me and April, instead of doing the natural day picnic, I did a night picnic with her, with the moon setting in the horizon, and we just played Pandora with the Jagged Edge buffering little by little. But the thing is that when you're unpredictable and you step out the box, this will separate you from the average Joe, or the kind of man who does the same thing over and over again. Because when you come with fun and creative ways to show your affection on an ongoing basis, this will help to develop, I feel, virtues of love and gratitude as the more you pour yourself into the relationship with the right woman, and the greater the rewards will be. And sadly, I feel like a lot of brothers today, they just say two things: Netflix and chill, which reflects no sort of effort to truly get to know that woman from all different angles. And I just feel like from that perspective, what's even worse is that certain sisters are giving these particular men credit with no credibility, which leads them more down to a path of a broken heart. But when you're original and spontaneous, it increases the attraction level, I feel, especially when you're straightforward and you're direct compared to a brother who is indecisive, which doesn't generate any spice within a relationship. And I tell brothers that your goal when you are dating a classy woman is to be different, be creative, and think outside the box.
No doubt. All right, y'all. DBDS live in the building. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. And when we come back, we're going to give you our Jerry Springer moment. We're going to give you our final summaries for today's show. So sit tight. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSsingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSsingles.com, where quality men meet classy women.
What up, y'all? Back in the building, your man Mo. I'm here with Ashley, Jess, and my man Mel Money, and we've been talking about dating the unspoken rules. All right. It's that time, man. It's that Jerry Springer moment. We need to give y'all our final thoughts, our final summaries. I'm coming right to one of my first lovely guests, Ashley. What's your final thoughts on today's show? Talk to the people.
My final thoughts are to treat dating as an experience, a brand new experience, because hopefully you're dating someone new and you're using that time to get a chance to know that person. You're getting a chance to know yourself, and you're making a memory, a lifetime memory. Hopefully you remember that phase of your life where you took a chance and you tried to recreate yourself, reinvent this experience. You don't have to hold on to your past or how you did things before. Use this as a time to make a new version of yourself and have fun with it.
Thank you, Ashley. Before I go to you, Jess, I want to just say Portia Graham said, great show, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm coming to you, Jess. Final thoughts on today's show, Jess.
Yeah, just like everyone said, I think that it should be a great experience. I think that you should have fun with it. Listen to the red flags, of course. Don't jump into anything without you being ready or with you listening to yourself, and go through the steps. I feel like that's sort of what the DBDS fundamental values are, is to go through the different zones and have those understanding and go by those guidelines and sort of find that balance and do the research, do what you need to do in order to prepare yourself and be ready. And then when you're ready to do that, you can really fully give yourself to that opportunity to kind of really get to know somebody and actually have fun and be spontaneous and do all the things that need to be done. And one last thing I wanted to say, I know that everyone's going through this coronavirus thing right now, but this is a really good time for people that are single and in the house alone by themselves to really self-evaluate and heal. So if you spending some time and you too busy worried about being out there and worry about what's going on in the world, you haven't sat down and taken time to fix yourself, this will be the time now. Do a course online, listen to the videos, read a book, heal, pray, do whatever you got to do, cry, get it out, because people spend too much time around other people and there's too much energies being transferred and you're not having enough time with your own energy. So I think that with this time, use it to your advantage to get to know yourself and actually figure out, okay, this is what I've been through and this is what I don't want to go through. Write down some list of some things that you like and qualities when you go on a date, what you expect, what you won't expect, things like that. So I feel like use this time alone to yourself to get ahead of the game, instead of just sitting there twiddling your fingers being like, oh, I wish I was with somebody right now. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are using this to sleep around with people and take advantage of people, whether they passing the virus on or not. Or some people are actually learning something about themselves and growing out of the situation. So stay safe, y'all. We're going to get through this.
No doubt. Portia Graham said lose weight and exercise. Mel Money, final thoughts, brother.
Hey, listen, the thing is that this time, and I agree with Jess and Ashley, right now they're offering free courses on some college universities and everything, like Harvard, Yale, and everything. So take advantage of this opportunity. Absolutely. But before I even give you my thoughts, I just want to thank the lovely Ashley and Jess for coming onto the show. You know, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to say that when it comes to dating, never go into it with some sort of expectation. Do it because you want to do it without expecting anything back. And just like a shoe, if someone is meant for you, they will fit perfectly. There will be no forcing, no struggling, and no pain. But also keep in mind of how you act is what you will attract, because normally like attracts like. And to get the relationship you desire, keep in mind that humans can't keep other humans happy. Happiness is a choice, and it has to be found from within.
No doubt. Listen, I also want to thank our amazing guests. You guys were amazing. Thank you, Ashley, for joining the show. Thank you, Jess, for joining the show. And I want to end it like this. 4 things. I always learn something every show, so I'm going to break them down so y'all can take them with you. 4 things I learned on this show. Number 1, you go on a date, be yourself. You ain't got to try to impress nobody. Number 2, be unique and be interesting. Number 3, she going to send you a signal for that kiss, man. Just look for it. As soon as you see it, she going to send it. Keep looking for it. It'll come. And number 4, you can find free events and fun things to do. You don't got to roll like Big Willie. You ain't got to be Big Willie. Mel Money, send us off, my man.